when we start to try to tie in what water quality is to what's going on underneath the farmer's feet when we get out underneath the soil, how do we make this a viable and economical practices for them? You guys are both using cover crops. Is there anything that you've learned with cover crops that you've changed the way you manage them from the way you initially thought you would 3 years ago when you started this program, understanding that you didn't necessarily learn everything from this program? But how has your view of cover crops and how you're going to manage it changed? Dave.
I'm David Moose. I farm here in the Auburn area. I farm 1,400 acres in a corn soybean rotation. I've been no-tilling 32 years and cover cropping for 4 years now. Soil Health Partnership came to me 2 years ago, and I enrolled. And I was really sold on using cover crops, but I really wanted to try to quantify what the benefits were financially. I know what it does biologically, but so I wanted to see what the financial angle might be. Out of the 4 years I've had cover crops, I'm going to say 2 were successful, the other 2 weren't. I'd say the 2 years that were successful, for me anyway, it was more of a ground applied, either drilled or vertical tilled in. The other 2 years it was aerial. It wasn't the plant fault, but it was just the environmental conditions, dry, cool falls, or too much cover on the corn when I flew it on. There's one thing I've learned this year, well, all years actually, that these cover crops are an art. They are not a science per se. I have tended to be pretty bold with cover crops. I've let them grow pretty aggressively in the spring. I've planted corn and soybeans both into them in standing cover. This last year came back to bite me because I did create a perfect environment for the vole population that tend to explode in this area and in many parts of the state. After that experience, I got real aggressive on killing cover back in March and early April this year. Number one, I thought we were going to go into a dry spring, so I didn't want that cover to deplete the soil moisture, but more importantly, I didn't want to create an environment for the voles this year. So we had a couple of days back in March that it was conducive to spray, and so that's what I did. And I guess that's the main change that I've seen with cover crops is just managing the timing of termination and try to create that environment where the voles won't explode on you.
My name's Tim Seifert. Welcome to the farm. We're in a corn soybean rotation. I'm 100% strip tilling all my corn. Like I said earlier, we started with the nutrient management plan back in probably 79 or 80. Started implementing the way we apply our nitrogen, how we get it on. Through that process, the conservation side of us led us to start to do more with soybeans. We raise soybeans for DuPont and for Monsanto. So we're 100% seed. We started with cover crops 3 years ago. I watched Dave, and I sat back and laughed, and then I sat back and started asking questions. He makes me ask more questions than laugh, because some of the things that he does, he's out there, and he's willing to try this stuff and branch out a little bit. For example, last year, like I said, he let his cover crops get, was it last year?
Yeah, 2 years now.
2 years ago, the cover crops was about this tall, and I was wondering, well, maybe he's raising seed for a cover crop. Maybe he's not doing this cover crop, he's just raising the seed. But through that, we started getting into cover crops. We've had a lot of problems with cover crops. Some being, I have a tendency to want to kill them too early. That doesn't seem to be a problem until they start coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back. We put them on in the fall. We use a fertilizer buggy. We also use a fertilizer spreader. Brant's does all our cover crops for us. We mix it with the dry fertilizer. Josh double spreads it. and then along about March, we like to try to kill it. And one of the things that we've seen that's hurt us is by killing them too early. But I look at Dave and I see these crops. I'm not sure when too early and too late. That's too late. I'm pretty confident that that's too late. But some of the yield experiences, down there on the road, we have cover crops on both sides. So we have cover crops for corn, cover crops for beans. We use cereal rye. We don't deviate anywhere from that because we feel like it's too late. By the time we get our cover crops, we can't get anything else established in this area in a timely fashion that's going to do us any benefit. We've seen a yield benefit by beans of anywhere from 3 to 6 bushel, and on corn we've seen a deficit of about 8 bushel in the 2 years that we've been doing. We're still working with the corn side. We understand that the cereal rye does have some effects on it, and we're trying to figure out how that plays into it. Not always do you get a decrease in the cover crops on corn, but the way we've been doing it, it seems like we've been getting a yield decrease in it. As you drive down this road here, this year I left an area. The field is 360 feet of cover, no cover, 360 feet of cover, all the way across an 80 acres. So we can monitor that all year long, see the different trends. We've got some HEL on the backside, which is really beneficial for the cover crops, and that's been a plus. This year, we shut the sprayer off and let the cover crops get tall, and then sprayed them about the time we got ready to make our second pass on corn. The rest of the cover crops we killed right at, I believe it was the last of March. Like Dave was saying, we had some pretty good weather. The cover crops was about 6 inches, 7 inches tall. It was remarkable to see what effect this cover crop has when you do leave it get too tall. And you can see that when you go down. The corn's about 1.5 feet shorter. The population is a lot thinner. So I didn't do that as a deficit to cover crops. What I did it for was to show you've got to get them killed early or you're going to have a problem. Then you're going to be mad and discouraged and you're not going to want to do it again. In Dave's case, he bought a drill and he drills his cover crops. Like I said, we use a fertilizer buggy. This was an easy way for us, or a fertilizer truck, this was an easy way for us to get involved in cover crops. So I encourage people to take a look at it, try it. It doesn't really cost a lot more other than additional spreading costs, but we use a Landau vertical till, which Dave started out using. And I thought, man, I need to have one of these vertical tills. That looks like a pretty good deal. And I found one on the lot, and upon investigation, it was Dave's. He traded it in. And then I got thinking, what the heck? What am I doing wrong? Here he's getting away from it, and I'm buying it. I'm supposed to be following in his footsteps. But he went in and bought a drill, and he drills his in, and I use a vertical till at this point. So, kind of rambling a little bit. I am probably a naysayer on cover crops right now. Dave's right. This is not just throw it out there and go. You've got to manage this. This particular bean field that we've having out here, I've sprayed it 3 times already. I'm having some trouble with mare's tail. I know there's people out here that use cover crops to control weeds and to do the nutrient management. But my personal experience is I'm really struggling with the things that we have, and weed control is one of them. I was talking to Joel last night. He said I'm not seeding them heavy enough. I need to be 50 or 60 pounds and roll them down and plant into that. And they needed a case of beer to finish that conversation. I was like, man, I can't imagine 60 pounds of cover. I used 40 pounds of cover crop and had a pretty decent stand, and I felt like I could control it.
But one thing, as we recruit farmers for the Soil Health Partnership, one thing we're looking for is guys like, we're looking for a mix. So we got guys like Dave who are pretty committed to cover crops. We got guys like Tim. When we come down here, it's always, when I come do my field visits, I know I'm going to go to Dave's and get a pretty good talk about cover crops. When I come to Tim's, and I don't know if he's going to run me off the farm or have a good conversation. But one thing we are forcing, one thing about our program is we want to gauge cover crops over a 5-year period. So for many farmers, putting a cover crop out there every year isn't going to be an answer. I mean, if cereal rye is your only answer and you're heavily in corn, that may not be something that you want to do. Our program, we want to see cover crops, and it is something that I don't think you would done a lot of cereal rye at corn if it wasn't kind of required of this program. So,
Right.
so that is something to kind of keep that in mind. But,
You know, and knowing that, I still put the cereal rye in this 80 acres, and right now we're doing some imaging and some different things, and according to the satellites, we're working with Winfield in the SARE 7 program. The imaging thing that we're seeing is probably one of the best fields we have. That field and then right across the road. From a image standpoint, it looks awesome. So maybe we're learning how to do this cereal rye thing. It's just all the hoops we have to jump through to get through it.
well, that's the big question. How do we move it from the plots from, guys like me who farm part-time or partially, and I can manage cover crops just fine. How do we take it out to somebody who's, when their livelihood's on the line, and you can't have those mistakes? And we start talking about having to have a cover crop out there for different reasons. So,
I want to clarify something that Tim said. If I've got cereal out there that's going to corn, I'm going to be terminating that at 6 inches. I don't want it tied up in. I do get kind of old when I'm going soybeans. And, that first year, I probably experienced a 10 bushel hit on corn, but probably a 3 to 10 bushel increase on soybeans. After that lesson, I changed and I started applying 28% with the planter right at planting, so I feel like I kind of adjusted that potential hit that the cereal might have on me. So I've had some good results there. So I don't think I give up anything with cereal, going to corn, and maybe even being a little bit.
Through that process, Dave and I both, strip till, we use liquid 515-8. We apply roughly 50 gallons. Right behind the combine, that was a choice that we made because we felt like it was an important part to get that strip built. And you can't do that with anhydrous. You have to wait for the soil to get 50 degrees, below 50 degrees. So we use the 515-8, and then we come back with starter attachments. I use 28 with zinc and some thiosulfate. We use about a 5-gallon rate. Dave's rate, I'll let him talk about that in a minute. But then we come back and we side dress. We variable rate all our in. The first pass, I call it row and go. When we can start rowing the crop, we'll come in there with the Dalton bar and side dress. This year I've experimented with 200 acres, thinking that we're going to put half of the side dress on now and then come back when it was V6, V7, and with Y drops and put the next shot on. Jury's still out on this. We don't know how that's going to work out. Well, we're using the soil scan. We're kind of monitoring on a weekly basis to see where that nitrogen level is. So far, it does look pretty good. So.
Yeah, like Tim said, neither one of us puts anhydrous on in the fall. We're putting this liquid P&K with probably 25 units of N there. Brant's years ago started promoting this 28% methyl sulfate at the planter, dribbling that on right behind the wheels. Seems like every year they pick up 2 or 3 more farmers that are doing that. I feel like that's pretty efficient there to have that N right there when the plant comes through or we get a little bit of rain. And like Tim, I come back from V1 to V5 and side dress 130 to 150 units of N with some biologicals and stabilizer. So right now I've got about 175 units of N out there total, and I'm expecting to grow 250 bushels of corn with that. I've got some potential in most fields, but it's going to depend on how this season finishes out right now.